Good morning, dear students. In the last lecture, we were discussing about ecological succession, and we discussed about the general definition of ecological succession as well as various steps of ecological succession. So today we are going to discuss about the various types of ecological succession in this lecture. So let's start our today's lecture. Ecological succession can be of two types. The first category of ecological succession can be termed as primary succession. The characteristics of primary succession are as follows. First, this type of succession begins with a place without any organic matter. We have seen in the previous lecture that whenever ecological succession will start at any place, so first of all the existing biotic community of that place will get destroyed. Now there are two cases. Suppose the existing community is destroyed by a forest breakout. In that case, although all the plants and animals will die because of the fire breakout, but their burnt material will still be present in that soil or that place. So if such is the case, we say that ecological succession has started here, but the organic matter of previous communities is still here. Another case could be, suppose there is a mountain and it has a variety of trees and other plants growing over the rock surface, and heavy landslide occurs at that place, and because of that heavy landslide, if it drifts the entire land mass or rock mass from that place to the down hills, in this process all the existing biotic community will also get drifted away. So the bare area will have no organic matter because the entire biological community has been moved out. So when such is the case, we say that now the primary succession has started in this place. So the first and the foremost condition for the primary succession is that it begins with the place without organic matter of the previous community. The factors which can lead to start of primary successions are landslide in any area, exposing rocks, volcanic area, because if any volcanic eruption takes place at any place, then it will the lava that flows out of the volcanic eruption, it will destroy as well as cover the entire organic matter of the previous community. Now the top surface on which the new existing community will come, it will be devoid of any organic matter. So succession starting because of volcanic activity is also considered as primary succession. Another example could be a glacier retreat. Suppose at any place the glacier retreats back, exposing to the rocks to the environment. So such places will also be without any organic matter of the previous community. So when these factors will start the ecological succession process, and whenever for the pioneer community there is no organic matter present, then we say that this type of ecological succession is called primary succession. Let's see through this diagram. So through this picture you can see that landslide has occurred to this particular part of the forest, and because of that the inner rocks has been exposed now to the atmosphere. Because of this landslide, the previously existing biological community has also been moved down, and now the rocks which are now exposed to the environment is devoid of any organic matter. So such type of ecological succession will be considered as primary ecological succession. Now this is the stage 1, which is development of a bare area, and after this, when the ecological succession process will start here, then colonization step will take over this first step. After colonization there will be competition, then reaction and climax, which we had already discussed in the previous lecture. So primary succession is succession which starts without any organic matter, and normally such type of succession will start on the rock surfaces. the soil will be absent in uh, such type of successions. So primary successions mostly occur on the rock surfaces. The pioneer community which will start colonization in such primary succession processes are we can see through this picture that lichen species is growing over bare rock. So these are considered as pioneer species because lichens can easily grow over the rock surfaces. It does not require any organic matter or does not require so much of nutrients for its growth. So they are more robust and adapted to grow on such nutrient deficit areas. So lichens are then replaced by mosses. So when lichens will come as a pioneer species, then after some years it will be replaced by the mosses which can also easily grow on the rock surfaces. Now let's see the process of primary succession. The first of all lichen species will come to the bare area. Then these lichens secrete some enzymes from their bodies. The lichens can break down rocks to form soil. Those enzymes can hydrolyze the hard sediments of rocks and erode those sediments from the hard rock surface, and slowly these lichens can break down rocks to form soil. Also the decayed material of the dead lichens will form a layer of organic matter over the rock surface. Along with this breaking down of rock by lichens, there will also be the actions of weather, erosion and other factors which will also help in soil formation. So during the colonization process, the first uh, thing would be formation of soil which would form a suitable environment for growth of another plants which require soil for their germination and growth. Then along with the formation of soil, the decayed material from the lichens will also add organic matter on the rock surface, and slowly the plants like mosses and ferns can easily grow on such newly formed soils. Through this image we can see that mosses has been replaced, lichens has been replaced by mosses because of formation of soil on the rock surface, because of the activities such as breaking down of rock into soil, also erosion of rock sediments, and deposition of decayed and degraded material arising out of death of lichens in the form of humus on the rock surfaces. So like this the lichen community will be replaced by the moss and fern community. Now there will be death of mosses and ferns which will add more organic matter which is actually nutrients to the soil, and because of that thick soil layer will form on the rock surface. This thick soil layer is suitable for the grasses and flowering plants to grow. So we can see through this picture that now mosses and ferns will be replaced by green grasses. Now there will be death of green grasses and other plants, and it will add more nutrients to the soil, and that will be suitable for the growth of shrubs and tall trees to this area. So with the help of images you can easily understand that how one community is replaced by another community when physical or abiotic conditions will change to these places. So this is how the primary succession will take place. Finally, when there will be good varieties of trees growing in such areas, then insects, birds and other animals will also move to this area. Soon it will be converted into a new ecosystem, and so many food chains and food webs will start operating in such places. So let's see one example of primary succession. The island of Surtsey, it was formed by volcanic eruption off the coast of Iceland on November 30th, 1963. And this volcanic volcanic eruption took place in 1963. It lasted for near about 4 years. And when the first plant was discovered at this Surtsey's shoreline, these were sea rockets. You can see the picture of these sea rockets. They were firstly discovered in 1965. So, when the eruption took place, the first step of primary ecological succession is started. That was development of bare area. And when the first community of plants appeared, then colonization had started in that area. So, if you look at this picture, this is a picture which represents the vegetation in this Surtsey in 2013. So we can easily see that lot of varieties of plants are now gathered here and are growing. So the community variety has been now increasing in this area. This graph also shows the increasing number of the varieties of vascular plants from period 1965 to 2013. So in 1965 only one or two varieties of plants were growing over there, but with time when colonization started and the uh, more and more varieties of plants approached to this area. So in 2013, near about 70 different varieties of vascular plants were observed in that area. So it clearly represents the process of colonization. So this is how ecological succession changes the biotic as well as the abiotic structure of any area. Now, the another type of ecological succession is secondary ecological succession. So, secondary ecological succession occurs at a place which was the home of living organisms in the past. As I discussed just before also, that if existing community gets destroyed because of any external factor, it could be fire breakout, it could be flood, it could be landslide, or it could be anything else. But if the existing community gets destroyed, but the organic matter of that existing community is still there, then such type of ecological succession processes are called as secondary ecological succession. In such places, soil is present in the form of organic matter of the previously existing community. This secondary ecological succession occurs faster than primary succession. The new community in such areas will grow very rapidly because they have enough nutrients and minerals in the form of uh, organic matter deposits. Uh, that's why the germination of new plants will be more rapid compared to the germination seen in primary succession processes. The pioneer species in the secondary successions will be different what we saw in the primary succession, because the abiotic conditions are different. In primary succession, the organic matter was very low or almost nil. Here we have enough quantity of organic matter. So based on the abiotic communities, the structure of biotic community will be fixed. So in such cases, the pioneer species will not be similar to what we saw in the primary succession. The pioneer species here would be different. The examples of secondary succession could be succession which starts after a forest fire at any place. So this is an example of secondary succession. Forest fire in Yellowstone National Park, US was broke out on June 30th, 1988, and this was perhaps the largest forest fire in the history of Yellowstone National Park. And because of increasing wind speed and drought conditions, the fire spread to a large area and it covered near about 3,200 kilometers square area. It is roughly equal to the area of entire India. So more than 390 animals died in this forest fire, and as a result of this forest fire, most of the existing community was destroyed. So secondary succession started at this place, and this secondary succession took place very fastly because large amount of organic matter in the form of uh, ash was present in this place, which helped the new coming species to grow in a faster way. So if you look at these pictures, you can see the left hand side picture shows the growth of plants after 1 year of the forest fire. So lot of varieties of the new plants can be observed here, and after 10 years of the forest fire, still you can see a change in the biotic community, as well as more varieties of plants can be seen through these pictures. So secondary succession starts at a place where existing communities organic matter is present in the form of nutrients and minerals. It's a faster process. So let's look at uh, a difference between primary and secondary succession. Uh, the primary succession starts without organic matter, and secondary succession starts with the organic matter, which is deposited due to death of previous community. The soil is usually absent at the start of primary succession, whereas soil is present at the start of secondary succession. It starts at a newly formed area, for example, a volcanic eruption site, and secondary succession starts at an old area, for example, the area of a burnt forest. The pioneer species are mostly lichens and mosses in case of primary succession, because lichens and mosses can grow at nutrient deficit areas quite easily. In secondary succession, the seeds and roots of the previous community may be present. So, the pioneer community would be usually the seeds and the roots of the previous species of plants. Primary succession is a slow process because the secondary succession is a fast process, as the biomass content is quite high in such areas. So that was a uh, uh, difference between primary and secondary succession. So that was all about today's lecture, and we saw that how primary and secondary successions differ from each other. So that was all about our ecological succession. From the next lecture, we'll discuss about a new topic. Thank you.